Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malantrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, we have Eric Tippett. He's a co-founder of Nasco. We also have Sergio Fernandez de la Cordova. He is the founder of Public.org and co-founder of Blockchain for Impact. We're going to talk about the pervasion of blockchain and actually applying concepts to real life and to business. Eric, it's great to have you back with me again. Welcome, Sergio.
Pleasure
In
to be here.
2019, when we met in September, a big part of our conversation was taking about all these concepts that everyone in the blockchain ecosystem is talking about and actually implementing them. What has happened since then?
Well, it's fun to be here again and talking about, really the utilization of what we're doing. Excited to be here with Sergio and really sharing what the next steps, what the next evolution of, blockchain and technology is.
All right, now explain to us what your relationship is.
So, as we talked about, one of our delegates on our blockchain is a charity delegate. So we're super excited to be partnered up with Sergio and really talking about how do we create blockchain with a heart, blockchain for impact. So we partnered up with Sergio, blockchain for impact, and really being able to create sustainable social impact utilizing technology. And Sergio, and with his connections and with his connection into those charities and the UN Summit, the Sustainable Development Goals. Super excited to partner up and really create something that's bigger than just all the stories in blockchain itself.
All right, so Sergio, tell us more about the 17 UN Sustainability Goals and how your organization is involved with that.
So I'm chairman of the Public Foundation. Public Foundation has different initiatives that we operate, one of them being the Blockchain for Impact Summit. And the Blockchain for Impact Global Summit is where we bring in leaders from all over the world to showcase their technology and how they can impact lives and help create opportunities in other parts of the world, right? Not just A, the element of giving, B, the element of IP and the intelligence of how they're reinventing marketplaces and how we could actually utilize that in the least developed countries or other areas. So that's really what we do with Public. We also use media, data, and technology for impact, so this kind of fits perfect in our sweet spot. I, as a serial entrepreneur, have always realized that as new economies are coming up, how are we also doing something for good, with purpose, not just making money, but doing good. What we really liked about what Eric had been building, without knowing, he built something that every 17 seconds was giving 17 minutes, excuse me, and there's the 17 goals. In 2015, the United Nations and 193 countries came together to create the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, which is a global agenda on how we could all come together to help build a better tomorrow for our children, our families, our kids, and the rest of the world.
Would you say that the typical business, they're starting to accept and become ready for blockchain?
As we mentioned last time we were here, it's about education. And even blockchain as a platform, it has to be about the tools. I mean, think of the internet. It was GoDaddy that helped everybody make it accessible. That's what we're doing, is starting to build apps, that are launching on utilizing blockchain, but also launching on the app store. So you're taking what people know today, which is App Store, and being able to download apps, give those tools to them in their hand, and then really behind the scenes, they don't even realize yet that they're using blockchain. That's the education I talked about, is get them using, playing, connecting, collaborating, then move them into, hey, by the way, this is how blockchain is being utilized.
All right, well, let's talk about the music industry, because everyone can identify with this, downloading from Google Play, from Apple iTunes. The launch of Jafar Jackson's album was done on the JUSIC token.
So the JUSIC token, think of a closed loop ecosystem. So he's got his fans and followers. And what he wanted to do is create the new era of the fan club. Used to be about a fan club experiences. So he released this to pre-sell to his fans and followers the ability for them to buy a token. That really, a token is just a trackability component that I can go into our Vapor app. He can put content, he can lock the content, and then anywhere in the world they can use his token to unlock his content. So he's released his song, Got Me Singing. It's got, I think, 2 million views in the last few days. People are loving it. And he's loving the idea of being able to create experiences to close that gap with his fans and followers.
And this can be used anywhere around
Anywhere,
the world.
and that's the thing. I mean, we've got China, we've got Southeast Asia, India, Europe, US, all utilizing this closed loop kind of ecosystem that allows artists, any content creator to connect to their fans and followers.
Do you think this is going to have any impact on traditional brick and mortar stores? Because it's really interesting. The malls are closing down and they're all opening up with condominiums, gyms, experience type places.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And I think it'll drive. So if they're kind of stuck in that brick and mortar place, what you need to do is start to utilize technology to help you facilitate people coming into your store. So Vapor is an augmented reality like a Pokemon Go style that you can actually create experiences at your stores that will get people to come and while they're there, be able to get rewards, get incentives using this gamified social media called Vapor. Just launched on the iOS store, Apple Store, Android. But that's what brick and mortar stores can really start to do, to start to gamify that offline type of experience.
All right, let's look a little bit in the future here. Sergio, I'm going to ask you first, what's going to come next, especially with what you're doing in the charity sector with blockchain?
Well, I think that one of the great points that he made is talking about like fan clubs. There's all these segments of people, population. The biggest problem that exists in the nonprofit world is everyone's in a silo, right? I support breast cancer, I support, leukemia, and everybody is locked in these silos. And what we're really excited about seeing is the same elements that are being used in the music space or ways of tokens, i.e. fan clubs, right? It's how does that all actually then come to market? And it's a whole new economic driver around impact. Because if you're operating silos, you don't have the power of the marketplace. But if you bring the marketplace together, then you are actually creating an opportunity where more people can get involved, more opportunity to move money around, more opportunity to create impact, shared resources, shared IP. So I think the future is really as simple as that. It's just really allowing technology to take place and help evolve and connect the dots.
All right, now Eric, I'm going to wrap it up with you. NASCO, what's next for you guys?
Well, NASCO, as I came here last time, we were talking about what we saw as a vision of an open source platform. What I'm excited about is the word is spreading. Developers are starting to develop on our open source platform. I mean, nobody owns NASCO. That's, I think people are looking at like, you're the owners. No, we are creators of an open source that gave fair, transparent, equal opportunity to anybody to build on it. So we want to keep updating our protocols, making it very simple for developers to develop on it. We also want to keep innovating apps that make it to where blockchain becomes utilized. Let's get out of the storytelling, money making, money raising, money grabbing state. Let's get back to what really this is about. We're in the people business. We built these things to serve people, not the other way around. And so NASCO, for us, it's just continuing to tell the story, be able to make people understand how simple this is to actually utilize the platform and get more developers to develop on it. That will also start to lock in, the sustainable social impact and get more artists coming over. They've got so much power that we want to give them the ability and the tools that they can create sustainable social impact and social responsibility with that power, using these tools, using this technology.
All right, so for the average layperson, so that we can all understand this, everyone's familiar with what an app store is. It's an ecosystem, is essentially what it is.
Right.
And everyone understands what the word ecosystem means. Once you're on Apple products, you're locked in. Everything takes place around the ecosystem.
Yep.
Would you liken blockchain to that, where it's an ecosystem and developers are putting their apps on there?
Well, it depends. Every blockchain has a different purpose. Mm-hmm. So you look at Ripple, that was a banking, really had a very specific focus. NASCO, what our focus was from the very beginning was small and medium-sized enterprises. These were the underdogs. These are the entrepreneurs. These are the people that we feel like get kicked around and nobody will loan to them. They can't get a merchant account. 75% of the world is underbanked. So for them to be able to get into the game and be able to share and interact and collaborate and transact and play with their community, nobody's let them in the game. Nobody's let them in the marketplace, the ecosystem. The NASCO ecosystem was built for them. We don't really want the big companies. We want the small guys, the underdogs that can very quickly, without any tech team, get in the game, create a token or a digital asset that purely is a reward, an incentive, a loyalty, a trackability that they can reward people playing in the game with them and be able to engage with their community at much deeper level.
All right, got it. Eric, Sergio, thank you so much for joining us at MarketSite. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.